new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and you can probably tell if you're seeing the video version of this podcast that I am not in my usual studio. I'm actually in Las Vegas in the Sahara Hotel, and the Sahara is the base, the location for the Hypnothoughts live conference. So here I am in Vegas, and it's early in the morning. It's 6:30 a.m. and I've just finished a client session because I forgot to block out time in my diary. So at 5 a.m. in Vegas time, it's the equivalent of being 1 p.m. in the UK time. And because of that, I had a client that I didn't notice. So I've got up nice and early to do a client session. Now, this client session is based on financial worthiness. And it's one of those things that I've noticed that is one of the key blocks to financial success. This was a client that grew up in a home of scarcity, and they had young parents, and there was a real financial pressure. I think any parent has had the experience of knowing that children, they cost a lot of money. And that can be even more stressful if that is in a younger family and there isn't enough money going around. So this client experienced resentment and frustration, and even, got a sense that money could be a cause of conflict. So that led to certain coping strategies that continued all the way into adulthood, where they felt either embarrassed or ashamed or unworthy or guilty connected to having more. And that kept them at a certain level of comfort. They had built a life by the ocean with wonderful community, but in terms of pure financial success, they weren't where they wanted to be. That's what this session focuses on, and it deals with a bit of inner child work, and it deals with a little bit of other things as well, metaphors, belief, releasing limiting beliefs, installing new beliefs that are all optimized for a more let's say synergistic, empowered relationship with money and financial success. And I felt this, I do fairly well financially now, but there was a time where I felt that somehow it was wrong or I wasn't worthy to receive a certain amount of money. But when you flip that and you say, right, there is no value being created for the world if you just feel guilty and not do very much for the world. If you produce things, if you create things, if you help people, you're creating value for the world. And therefore, a financial reflection of that is not because the game is unfair, it's because that's evidence that you are helping other people. So hopefully there will be certain things in this session that resonate with you when it comes to finance and wealth and a relationship with money. It was created for an individual, though, and as such, some of the suggestions might be suitable for them and irrelevant to you, so just ignore any suggestions that aren't quite right. And if you like the idea of a bespoke session created for you, or maybe a series of sessions that we get to work on, maybe money blocks or financial blocks, it's one of the areas that I'm most enthusiastic on in the world of hypnotherapy, because I know that while money doesn't give happiness, poverty does give misery, and a lack or scarcity creates real stress and emotional problems. So if you want to make changes in that area, check out the first link in the description. That will enable you to figure out how to work with me, and also there is a discount code because you're listening to this through the podcast. Now, all of that, you can come back and circle around, or maybe click that now and then come back to the podcast. But I would encourage you, at the point where you're ready to listen to the hypnosis, to find a quiet, comfortable place, kind of place where you're not going to be distracted or interrupted, and just relax and enjoy the session.
Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation, and as you exhale, just give permission to release any tension, stress, worries. Breathing in resourcefulness, exhaling tension, and maybe you notice that the slower you breathe, the more relaxed you can feel, and the longer your outward breath, the more natural it feels like you can release. That's it. So just take a moment now to become comfortable, to allow your body to settle, allowing your breathing to find its own natural rhythm. Because for these next few moments, there is nothing you need to prove, nothing you need to earn or justify, so you can simply be here, breathing in and breathing out. And perhaps with each outward breath, you can begin to release some of the effort that you've carried for longer than necessary. The effort of trying to be good enough. The effort of trying not to take too much. The effort of monitoring whether you are allowed to have more. And the effort of making yourself smaller so that others don't feel uncomfortable. And perhaps it's time to consider that receiving does not make you selfish, and prosperity does not make you disloyal. And money, when it arrives through value, service, courage, and integrity, is not something to be ashamed of. Because a beautiful life does not take beauty away from anyone else. It's simply evidence of the exchange, a reflection of value received and value given. And I wonder if you can allow your breathing to become a little deeper now, and imagine that each breath draws you inward, away from the noise of old opinions, old family messages and expectations, and old fears, toward a quieter place inside you. A place that's always been, and always has known the difference between guilt and responsibility, between shame and truth, and between fear and wisdom, between inherited beliefs and your own decisions. And just imagine now that you're walking towards the edge of a calm ocean where the air is warm, the sky is clear, and in front of you, a beautiful ocean view studio. I want you to see that place of light and space, peace and beauty. And maybe you can see the view stretching out across the water. And perhaps some part of you has looked at that light and that life before and thought, am I really allowed to have this? Should I feel guilty? Why do I have this when others do not? But just because you have certain things, that doesn't mean that you take away from anyone else. So standing here, you can see more clearly that your beautiful life does not cause another person suffering, and your comfort does not create another person's discomfort, or that your peace doesn't steal peace from anyone else. And the more you think, the truer it becomes that there is not one fixed amount of beauty in the world. There is not one fixed amount of joy. And there is not one fixed amount of wealth. Your well-being does not deprive another person, and your success does not make someone else fail. And I wonder if we can start to shift to a whole new level of thinking, where your ability to receive actually increases your ability to give. Isn't it true that you can't pour from an empty cup? And if that's true, the opposite is true. When your cup is overflowing, you become more generous, more useful, more creative and more available, more capable of helping others. And you don't serve the world by remaining financially anxious, and you don't protect the people you love by staying small, and you don't honor your childhood by repeating any limitations. And I want you to connect with that feeling, a feeling of possibility, where you can love where you came from without carrying forward every belief you inherited there. And maybe there's a younger version of you trying to understand money, but they connect it to resentment or scarcity. And that child is trying to understand love and loyalty, trying to understand what was safe. And maybe, just maybe, that younger version of you thought that receiving came with conditions, that abundance might create jealousy, that asking for more might create judgment, or that having something wonderful might mean someone else had less. And maybe that version of you thought that money could carry guilt, or that success could create distance and disconnection. And maybe that child did the best they could. And so, wouldn't it have made sense for them to form protective rules? These rules don't have to be true, they're just possible rules. And as I say the rules, just get a sense of which ones resonate with you. And if they resonate, it means they can be released. Rules like, do not ask for too much. Do not become too visible. Do not make others uncomfortable. And don't receive more than you think you deserve. Or do not succeed beyond the family. And if any of those rules resonate, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. The ones that don't need to be released, but the ones that do can be released. Because a rule that made sense when you were small and figuring things out may actually be the block or the barrier impeding the life you want now. Those rules may once have felt protective, and they may have felt like you were being loyal and safe, accepted and connected. But you are no longer that child, and those rules were never facts and are no longer facts. They're just old conclusions, old strategies, old emotional habits. And I want you to meet that younger version of yourself with compassion and just let her know that they're not bad for wanting more, and it's not selfish to receive. It's not disloyal to create freedom. And you don't have to struggle to belong in a community. You don't have to suffer to be loved. And you are allowed to prosper. You are allowed to enjoy your life. You are allowed to create security. And you are allowed to be paid well, proportionate to the value that you bring. And you realize as you look into the eyes of that child that this is a message for you now, rippling through space and time from them to now. And maybe a protective tension loosens, or a burden begins to lift. And you can let her know that you will take responsibility from here. That they don't have to control your future with childhood rules. And they don't have to protect you by limiting you. And in this area of your life, tell them they can rest and that you will lead. And I want you to imagine taking her gently by the hand and walking together towards the ocean. And at the shoreline where the waves move in and out. But this shoreline is different because each wave that recedes carries something away. So imagine wading into the water, holding their hand and feeling that old shame washing away, old guilt taken by the waves, old unworthiness, old fears of judgment, old fears of being seen or of receiving. Each wave, each ripple draws those beliefs out of your body. And what if they leave behind something cleaner. Permission, self-respect, clarity, focus, trust. And I want you to imagine writing words into the wet sand with that child next to you. Shame, guilt, scarcity, unworthiness, fear, secrecy. And then see the waves, like an old Etch-a-Sketch, just come in and take those words away. The words dissolve. And not because the past never happened, but simply because the past is no longer given permission to influence the future. The wave recedes and you can see the sand is clean again, ready for something new. So you write, worthiness, receiving, freedom, service, abundance. But the tide has changed, and these words remain. They are not washed away. In fact, imagine them being not written in wet sand, but wet cement. These new words of ownership, abundance, worthiness, and permission to receive, they will remain even when the tide returns. Like they're becoming the very foundations for a new future. So take a slow breath now, and as you breathe in, allow a new idea to settle deeply within you. Receiving is safe. Receiving is ethical. Receiving is useful. And receiving is part of the exchange. And so the money earned through helping people is not evidence that you took too much. It's evidence that value moved in both directions. You gave something meaningful. They chose to receive it. They gave money. You chose to receive that. I want you to feel that this is an exchange. Both lives are being enriched by creating value for the other. This is agreement. It's not taking. It's allowing. And perhaps the more fully you allow yourself to receive, the more fully you can give. So before we leave this beach, this shoreline, I want you to see another property. But this property is not from the present, it's from your future. Again, hold the hand of that younger version of yourself and show them the future you're building. Both of you are invisible, but you get to see your future self, maybe a year or two from now. I want you to see yourself creating more value, programs running smoothly, feeling relaxed and confident at sharing a message with the world. Systems built, structured, money flowing in, and see yourself in this larger property, maybe with extra rooms, and they look like wonderful places that someone would want to stay. I want you to see in this future version of you, you are creating more and more value and feeling more and more secure and more fulfilled. Nobody loses in this future, because the more you have, the more you can choose to give. The more value you receive, the more you can reinvest like a wonderful flywheel of amplifying impact. And if you and the younger version of you is inspired by this future, let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to step into that future version of you in the same way you might try on clothes in a changing room. I want you to take this future version of you for a test drive. See what it would feel like. But I want you to notice what's missing. The unworthiness is no longer there. The guilt, the shame, no longer there, instead replaced with enthusiasm, commitment, dedication, and a sense of responsibility. That's the bit that people miss. When you say yes to the money, you're also saying yes to honoring an agreement. And I want you to feel that you embrace the responsibility with a desire to create value, to exceed expectations. That's how you neutralize any guilt. You create more value than you receive. And in doing so, that creates a word of mouth that generates more clients, more opportunities. I want you to get a feeling that this feels natural and comfortable. And imagine what life would be like when you have more freedom. Freedom to pursue your desires. The fulfillment of impacting other lives. But also the knowledge that you got through that period. That period of time where you doubted or perhaps restricted what you were truly capable of. Doesn't it feel different from the other side? That a lot of those beliefs, like not being ready yet, were just illusions that held you back. But once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. You are ready. You can start, you can improve, you can learn, and each step makes the next step easier. So imagine leaving that body, that house, saying goodbye to that child, taking them back to their childhood, but with a different lease of life in them, a different energy, rippling all the way to the present, and then floating back into your physical body now. As you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. You can wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, start to connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.